What's up, people? People, one Odie. Hear what? This one is coming from CNBC. I know a lot of people don't like CNBC, but you know what I'm saying? I have to read this health because it's not just about investing in, it's not about stacking up your dough. Not just about stacking up your dough. It's also about, what I'm saying, living healthy too as well. So, an 81-year-old brain doctor's 7 hard rules for keeping your memory sharp as a whip, I guess, to prevent Alzheimer's and dementia. So, like any other part of your body, your brain needs daily exercise. Neglecting your brain health can make you vulnerable to degenerative brain disease like Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. As a neuroscientist, I've spent decades guiding patients with memory problems through brain enhancing habits and exercises. So I guess they're gonna be going over I don't know how many, like four. Did I read this? Seven, seven. There we go. Come on now. I need to start doing this. So anyway, seriously, guys, I need to start doing this. I hit my head a few years ago during a car accident, which I was no fault of my own. Someone literally cut me off on the highway, and I tried to stop, but it was just too close, and I hit my head on the steering wheel. Of course, the airbag did opened up. It did came out, and I woke up to dust in my face because I hit my head so hard that it burst the airbag, and now I'm living with concussion. And the first 6 months, I was under order from my doctor not to even read. I couldn't read. My head would hurt if I start reading a book. I couldn't listen to music. If I would listen to music, I would get the craziest headaches that I'd never experienced in my life. I never took Tylenol until now. The headache is just so crazy. I literally have to sit in a corner and curl up, holding my head. That's how bad it gets. It's better now because before, like a year ago, when I would listen to music, I could only listen for like 10 minutes before it start hurting, or an hour. It gradually. Now, I think I can listen to music for like 2 hours, loud music for like 2 hours before my head start banging. But of course, I'm not gonna keep doing that because those things are not good, right? It's not good to keep repeating that trauma. But it is good to exercise your brain. So, number one, choose fiction when you can. You can learn a lot from nonfiction works, but they are often organized in ways that allow you to skip around base and personal interests and previous for some reason, I always have issues pronouncing this word. Familiarity. All right, so let's break this joint down, baby. Familiarity. Familiarity. There we go. I would always bypass this word. So anyway, you can learn a lot from nonfiction works, but they are often organized in ways that allow you to skip around based and personal interests and previous familiar familiarity. I don't know how I can pronounce other words, but I can't pronounce this one. But anyway, we're gonna cross that one out and continue with the subject. So, fiction, on the other hand, requires you to exercise your memory as you proceed from beginning to end and retain a variety of details, characters, and plots. So, so I guess escape room. Escape room would be a good one, and I've been meaning to go to escape room. So I have to do that for sure. So incidentally, I've noticed over my years as a neuropsychiatrist that people with early dementia as one of the first signs of the encroaching illness often stop reading novels. Aha, so reading is a good thing. You see, I've improved since I've started to read consistently. I'm proud of myself. Number two, never leave an art museum without testing your memory. I don't ever go, I don't think I've ever been to an art museum, but it's something that I want to do one day. So my favorite painting to do visualization exercise with is Edward Hopper's Western Motel, which depicts a woman sitting in a sunlight motel bedroom. So I guess that's a picture right there. And I guess you'd pay attention to all the details, right? Start by intently studying the details until you can see them in your mind's eye. See? How'd I know? It's my first time reading this. I just came across the title and I'm like, yo, I gotta share this with you guys. Then describe the painting while looking away from it. Did you include the tiny clock on the bedside table, the gooseneck lamp, the piece of clothing on the chair at the lower right of the painting? Can you recall the colors and the composition of the room? You can do this with any piece of art to boost your memory. And I didn't see the clock, I saw the lamp, but I didn't see the clock. See, trust me, and look at the cloth too as well. And of course, her shoes. Is obviously you're gonna see her hair is short. I'm not sure if it's short. Let's continue. My brain's starting to hurt. All right. So number three, keep naps under 90 minutes. So if you ever have to take a nap, don't nap too long unless you're 70. I'm just joking. So naps last in anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half between 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. have been shown to increase later recall for information encoded prior to the nap. Haha, I did not know that. Several studies have also shown that naps can compensate for poor sleep at night. If you struggle with insomnia, a mid-afternoon nap can boost memory performance. Over the years, I've trained myself to nap for exactly half an hour. Some people I know have learned to nap for 15 minutes and then wake up refreshed and reinvigorated. How do I know how to pronounce that? But I can't pronounce familiarity. Familiarity. Someone need to help me out. Familiar. Continue. Number four. No party is complete without brain games. Brain games. Yeah, I do a lot of those. I do a lot. Guys, trust me. Throughout my recovery, and it took me 2.5 years to recover. 2.5 years. I know. I went through so much stress because it was weird working 6-7 days a week, mandatory. To like one day, doctor is telling you can't do nothing, and I'm like, what is nothing? What does nothing means? And then after the 6 months, and then gradually after the year, I started to, listen to music again, watch TV, and read a little bit. I was able to walk again because I wasn't able to walk before because my knee. And then I was like, I have to slowly, gradually just have hope and just keep trying. And I would read, and then when I feel my head start to hurt, I will just stop immediately. And I would do a lot of brain game, like word games, Scrabble, all type of other word games, and just like Tetris, and other games similar to Tetris. There's brain games, man, like parking games. Like you have to try to figure out a puzzle game, right? Those things help a lot when it comes to concussion or cognitive development. So no party is complete without brain games. And this is number four. My favorite activity is 20 questions, where one person leaves the room and the remaining players select a person, place or thing. The questionnaire can ask up to 20 questions to guess what the group decided. Success depends on the questioners ability to keep clearly in mind all the answers and mentally eliminate possible choices on the basis of the answers. Bridge and chess are also great for exercising your memory. I play chess now too as well. I didn't play a lot, but I play it now. You know what I used to play too, like dominoes, because it forces your mind to try to figure out what's in the other person's hand. I played yeah, chess too as well, because it gets you to think. So any game that gets you to think about what's coming next is a good game to play. And if your head start hurting for some reason, just stop. Just stop. Give that muscle a break and go back to it. So bridge and chess are also great for exercising your memory. In order to do well, you have to evaluate previous games while also considering the future consequences of your decision in the past and present. So number 5, which is very important, eat brain foods. And I've just started to do things like this. I mean, I've always been conscious of my intake, but I've made a lot of dumb decisions when it comes to food. But right now, you know what I'm saying? As you're getting up there in age, and guys, I'm still young, but I talk as if I'm old. But anyway, you have to be like that. Because when I reach a certain age, I want to be nice still. I want to be feeling nice. You know, your body's starting to change. I mean, your body's been changing since you're a baby still. I'm not going to lie. Because I don't look like I'm 15 anymore. I don't look like I'm 20 anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, your body's going to change. But when it gets to that point where you're starting to grow gray and you're starting to see your skin getting thinner and all these things, like, you know, you want to feel good still. You know, you don't want to be like, oh my God, I still have 10 years before I die. No, you want to feel good. All right. And even some older folks in their 70s still look good. Know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. So, number 5, eat brain foods. Dr. Uma Nadu, I'm pronouncing the I, Naidu, a nutritional psychiatrist at Harvard Medical School, has a great acronym for a brain foods. So B, berries. So I guess brain food, guys. Berries and beans. Rainbow colors of fruits and vegetables. Antioxidants. Include lean proteins and plant-based proteins. You hear that? Not just fish and chicken. And for nuts, lots of people can't touch the nuts. So guys are strongly advised that you stay away from what you medically cannot take. F, fiber rich foods and fermented foods. And get used to going to the washroom a lot. And do not blame yourself for going to the washroom, guy. Because it's healthy. Trust me, I had stool built up in my stomach the other day, and it was not fun. I was eating, and I was wondering, because I wasn't even thinking about the fact that I had BM for 2 days, and I was just like thinking, maybe I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And that the second day, past the middle of the second day, I was eating, and the food just kept coming up, and I'm just like, what the heck is going on? Every time I put something down, it keep coming up, and I start having these pain in my stomach, and I'm like, nah, something is up here. I gotta go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital. They did a scan, and the doctor came back after an hour and told me, yo, you got stool buildup in your stomach, and it's blocking you. Something is blocking the colon tract to, I don't know why I'll say colon tract, and the poo's not coming out. So of course everything you're putting down is coming back up because it's not settling. So of course they recommend, I can't remember what the thing is called, span something, and it did not work. And the doctor was like, oh, you're going to be in the toilet for 3 days. Yeah, right. I was not in that toilet. But anyway, my other doctor, which is the greatest doctor of all, well, not Not the greatest doctor. God is the greatest doctor, well, but one of the great doctor recommended Metamucil, and I need to do a video on Metamucil as well because Metamucil is really good, and it gives you fiber. You know what I'm saying? If you ever, let's say you went out to a bar, you drink a lot of beer, which you shouldn't, and you puke, all of everything, fiber, everything you're puking out of your stomach. That's why you feel so weird and weak after you puke, right? Drink some Metamucil. It'll make you feel amazing after. Trust me. I drank some Metamucil and I tell you, everything came out of me. Okay? And I'm grateful and thankful. Now I'm having regular. What? How do I go off on bowel movement from brain food, brain health, exercise, memory, and all this? Anyway, let's continue. Fiber. How dare you? Anyway. Oh, oils. So you have to know what oils, though, guys. Not every oil. Okay. Make sure you get alkaline oil. So like olive oil or coconut oil, the one that is put out into the sun to melt, not the one that's boiled. So you have to know how these oils are made too as well. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get natural oil. Always aim to get natural oil. So another O is omega rich food, right? That is very important too. Omega rich foods are very important. So don't ever pass up on that. Dairy, I didn't know that dairy helps you with the brain food. Is yogurt dairy? I don't know. I don't. Maybe some yogurts are dairy, but me can't handle no dairy because me lactose intolerant. Anyway, S spices. Yeah, I'm Jamaican, so of course. So anyway, and good news for what the chocoholics like me, like the doctor, not like me. A 2020 study found that cocoa flavonoids and the ingredients in dark chocolate can enhance episodic memory in healthy young adults. I did not know this. And I have 2 bars of chocolate in the cupboard I'm not to pull out yet. So anyway, number 6. Use images for hard to remember things. My wife's dog's Leah is a what is this? Shipsperk? Shipsperk? It is a distinct name, but I've had the hardest time remembering it. So to finally be able to answer what kind of breed is that when people ask you whenever you go out to the dog park, for real. I get that a lot too. I formed the image of a small sailboat with a barley skipper holding a huge key. I can picture the image because I'm a visual learner, but I still don't know what this a doctor you chat about. Get in the habit of converting anything which you find hard to remember into a wild, bizarre, and otherwise attention-grabbing image. That is true. Number 7, sit on the couch all day. What? Oh, sorry. I messed up. Do not sit on the couch all day. One recent study of 82,872 volunteers found that participants 80 years or older who engage in moderate to high level of physical activity were at lower risk for dementia compared with inactive adults aged 50 to 69 years. Even just a shift from sedentary non-activity, prolonged sitting, a never walked when you can drive attitude, to active movement, standing, climbing stairs, walking a mile daily made a difference. You know what? I don't mind walking. I do a lot of that in the springtime and sometime in the summer and a lot of that in the fall. But wintertime, me not what I do. But you know what? My business, because I do have a business, my business is forcing me to walk because my client wants to walk. And whatever my clients say do, I related to work, I do. If it's not related to work, man, I do none of that right today. You see me, I say? You see me, I see? Even just a little shift from sedentary non-activity to active movement, standing, climbing stairs, walking a mile daily made a difference. Housework has also been linked to higher attention and memory scores and better sensory and motor function in older adults. And you know what? That's true. Because when I was a bit disabled and I was trying to find my way back to standing on my feet and learning certain movements and practicing remembering, Lord Jesus, I could not remember where I put my keys, my wallet, my phone, everything. I have to literally challenge myself to stay focused and to stay strong, right? So anyway, the man who wrote this, his name is Dr. Richard Restak. He's a MD, is and also a neuroscientist, and author of 20 books on the human brain, including The Complete Guide to Memory. That's one. The Science of Strengthening Your Mind. That's two. And Think Smart, a neuroscientist's prescription for improving your brain performance. Currently, Dr. Richard Restek is a clinical professor and neurology at George Washington Hospital University School of Medicine and Science and Health Sciences. In 1992, Dr. Restek was a recipient of the Chicago Neurosurgical Center's Decade of Brain Award. So the man knew him I talk about. And as you can see, there's other related articles that we can read. Harvard nutritionist and brain expert avoid these 5 foods that weaken memory of and focus. I might focus on some of these another time. As you can see, the video gone over 20 minutes. Me not even didn't want it to go over 20 minutes, but it's fine. Hopefully you guys like to hear me that much where you want to continue to listen to this. All right. So anyway, guys, don't forget, this is important. As we grow older, we have to put ourselves in that mind frame that we are blessed, because a lot of people don't live to see this. You see all this crap is going on in the world today. Okay, and a lot of people don't live to see 30. A lot of people don't live to see 20 sometimes. A lot of people don't live to see 50. A lot of people don't live to 70. A lot of people don't live to see 80. Okay? So you guys, you got to be strong. All right? And we got to continue to do brain games. We got to continue to not just focus on money. We have to focus on our health, our brains, the things that the parts, the body parts that make us who we are today. We have to make sure that we're working those things out. Stay in proper shape. Go for walks. Go for runs. You know, like go play football, go play basketball. Even if it's 10 minutes, you're just slowly running up and down the place. You know, like you don't have to do nothing crazy. Go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your and financial health too as well. Like it's not just all about, one thing. You have to learn how to balance multiple things. All your eggs in one basket. Anyway, listen, none of my videos are rehearsed. I think my first few videos I used to do I used to rehearse them. I used to pre-read first because I was messing up so bad that I was like, you know what? I'm tired of restarting this video. I'm gonna just pre-read first and then read after. But yeah, man, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If I don't shut this joint off, I'm gonna look down at the time. It's gonna be 40 minutes. I'm sure nobody know why I hear me chat for 40 minutes. So you wanna, ladies and gentlemen, look more, alright? Have a good night or good morning.